Full in effect. Full in effect. How's everyone doing today? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Shout out, welcome. I appreciate you guys taking the time out here. Sorry, the glare in the eyes is really messing me up, or on the lens to be exact. But what's happening with everybody? It's your boy Alstar Izzy. We're live full in effect today. We're gonna be having a pretty normal kind of live ish, really just to have a conversation and speak on a couple of things. I did go live briefly, very briefly, earlier today, but I couldn't go. I thought I had more time, but I didn't end up having as much time as I thought I did. So I wasn't. Oh shit, my fault, my fault, my fault. So I didn't get to actually speak on the things that I wanted to speak on specifically. What's going on, twin? How you feeling, Hemela? What's up? How you feeling tonight? Great to see everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Um, man, but yeah, when I went on live earlier, I was basically I wanted to talk a little bit on the compound effects, the things that we were speaking on before the other night that we were talking about. Basically, what how it's like there's success in everything that we do every single day. You're okay? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm a bit cold. I'm a bit cold. It's starting to get cold, which is my favorite weather. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to start, getting prepared for that. Thank you for dropping that. Yes, welcome everybody to the All Star community. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. But what's been going on with you? How you feeling? But regardless, I really been. You said it's snowing over there. Oh, that's so cool. You wait. Do you have any animals? That's dope. So what up, Sophie? How you feeling? Great to see you again. How's everything on your end? How you feeling? Man, I love the snow. The snow. I don't know if it's. I mean, I'm not cool. You don't fuck with it. You be slipping and sliding and shit. You be falling over the ice. A German Shepherd. You take a German Shepherd outside. Does it what's your dog's name? You take it outside so it can have fun in the snow. Damn, I miss the snow. But that's gonna be tough for traveling. Cause where I live at, a lot of people be acting like when it snow, it's super like, it's they have to stay super cautious about shit all the time. Her name is Luna. Luna, but hey, appreciate that, Eduardo. You can. I believe in you. I believe in you, Eduardo. I believe in you. Welcome in. Buenas noches. See, I wish I could tell you, thank you for joining, but I don't know how to say that in Spanish. Do you mind translating or saying that for me? Lily Chancla. I've been wanting to say that for a minute. I remember I was thinking about, I think I seen your name pop up, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was in my premiere. And then I was like, oh, that's Lily Chancla. Lily Chana. anyways, we're just gonna have discussions going forward this live. Really, it's more for us to have a conversation. Thank you. Translation by Google. That's dope. That's dope. Gracias por estar aquí. Yeah, yeah. See. Gracias, Eduardo. Ooh. Listen, I'm gonna get there, and when I get there on the Spanish level, ain't nobody fucking with me. But like I was continuing to what I say. I mean, and as we go with the live, we just gonna really have conversations. I don't necessarily mind. I think stuff like that really does help just sometimes. And a lot that has been on my mind lately has been what I was speaking on earlier about how there's success in your routine, and that how there's success to be. If you want to become more of a successful person on things that you want to create in your life, things that you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to create a business for yourself, there's certain steps that you have to take, and every day you have to you have to it's like setting yourself up for the next week, setting yourself up for the next month, but it all happens day by day. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday, but what I wanted to point out was that it's best to do the things that you know you need to do now versus tomorrow. So, for instance, okay, say if you have laundry, or if I had to do laundry, or if I had to wash my dishes. If I don't take care of those situations now, it's gonna take away time for me throughout the week or a couple of days, depending on how you procrastinate on what you do. Just depending. But those are just small examples. So if it's stuff like that, putting off certain responsibilities or priorities, it it starts to either like intertwine into your daily schedules, and it doesn't have time for you to edit, or it doesn't have time for you to create ideas or to take time for yourself. Because I remember we were talking about that last night, how you need to take time for yourself. You need to enjoy your moments for you. That's why for the title, if you see this, embrace the present. Embrace right now. Embrace what's happening. Whether in any situation that is happening, it's important to know that, okay, I'm still above ground. I can breathe. I can enjoy. I can potentially seek for guidance if that's something, or I'm just enjoying life. Period. I think it's I got a book next to me. It's called Leadership Without Easy Answers. I'm gonna talk about a quote that I got from the book earlier when I was reading it, but it was basically just on everything that we're talking about, have been talking about for the last couple of days, and how important it is to make sure that you're on your best behavior, on your best shit. Basically, I want to say bullshit, but that would have made no sense. In Brazil, speak Portuguese, but under un poquito. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Shout out to Eduardo. Thank you for being here. But hold on, let me get to this. So there's okay. The book that I'm reading is Leadership Without Easy Answers. It's a good thing because I mean, we still got to keep continuing to learn. If I disappear, you know why? Oh, for sure. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. This is just some conversation shit. But just leadership is important. So there's something that's there was a hold on, which page is it? My apologies, y'all. Let me go ahead and look for it real quick. Damn. Okay, it's this one right here. It's called Getting on the Balcony, right? It reminds me of a lot of things that I talk about when I talk about penthouse views, penthouse, but meaning to say it's a penthouse perspective. There we go. Damn, I haven't said that forever. But it's like a penthouse perspective, and it's seeing yourself or seeing your purpose or your or what you need to create for yourself in a third, in like in a eagle type of view. You gotta look at things from a whole different plan too. You can look in your own POV, but you gotta also be able to see things on another spectrum. So there's this beautiful line, and its leadership is both active and reflective. One has to alternate between participating and observing. And that is an important key because it's definitely in leadership, but think about this in your daily life, in your daily routine. When I first started my brand, We Are Evolution, which turned into All Star Lifestyle. But when I first started it, it was on one of my sweaters. I have it hanging up in my closet, but there's a quote that I had. It basically says, "Stay present in your daily routine," because I was really inspired by those types of shirts or hoodies where they would have like quotes in the back of their hoodie or at the front, and I always thought that was cool as hell. But yeah, it was stay present in your daily routine or in your current routine, whatever the case is. What's going on, B3? Great to see you. But in that, it makes it. But when I was thinking about that, when I created that quote, it makes me think of this one in particular too, because like it says, leadership is both active and reflective. One has to alternate between participating and observing, and I want people to understand too, and yourself as a listener, or those that's gonna listen back to this, because I'm gonna keep this one up. I think this is gonna be important for those to listen to what we're talking about today, because there's some real gems in this shit. It's basically even in just leadership, but going throughout life and learning yourself, introspecting, reflecting. What's up? What's going on, Sea Life? But and everything like that. You have to be able to get in the game and then get out of the game. So this is what I mean by it. Getting in the game is when I mean participating in the field. Participate in the field. Go get out of the stands and get in the field and go do the plays that you need to make. All right, but then you need the time to also right after the game is over, as meaning in the field. When you're on the field, when that happens, that's when you get to introspect and reflect on things. So, for instance, talking to women, you talked to a woman, it went cool, it was fly. You said the things you need to say. Your mouthpiece was straight. Whatever. You got the number, or you didn't get the number. Whatever the case is. After that encounter, you go back right afterwards and you start to reflect. You start to talk about, okay, hold on. This is how I did this. This is how I did that. This is where I need to go with this. And okay, boom. I could have said this better, or I could have done that. I could have kept more eye contact. I could have put my hand out. Whatever the case is, right? But this is one of the aspects. It's a key, especially for you as an individual that wants to have more success in your life. You gotta have to be able to participate and observe. There's a best of both worlds for a reason in those type of aspects. You want to be able to be reflective, but also take action. It's one of my favorite. It's like assess and finesse. Duality is super important when it comes to growth, when it comes to enjoying the present, when it comes to wanting to succeed in any lane that you're in. It comes into make sure that you're having to take both sides of the world. And I basically talked about the avatar analogy. You got to be the bridge to the spiritual realm and the materialistic realm, just as Korra was. She was a basic for those who didn't watch it for Legend of Korra, but she was the one who can go in and out of the spiritual realm, but also back into the real world. Same thing when it comes to participating and observing. You know what I mean? Almost lost a leg today. Well, I'm glad you're good, bro. Glad it wasn't gone, and hopefully you're more careful or whatever is happening, and nothing drastic happens again. But that's crazy. But this video that I just put up about breaking the tie, why sexual attraction isn't just looks. When I was having those encounters with women, I wasn't just in there and then not thinking about what was happening afterwards. I knew when I got in there, I was having a conversation. I was finessing my way, but not finessing the manipulator strategic. It's just more like I'm smooth. I know how to talk. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. You know what I mean? But afterwards, I started to observe. I started to reflect. I started to listen. I started to be like, wait, there's more than what is said, always and forever. Sometimes we could be so in the moment that we may not necessarily catch it, which is okay. That happens. That happens here and there. Um, that's what's up, Jim. Great to see you, Justin. What's up? What's up, player? How you feeling? How you feeling? That's cool, man. That's cool. Shout out to those ladies, bro, for sure. But in the basically in the example that I gave in the video that I had, it was that women were telling me that if it wasn't for me approaching them and talking to them and building sexual attraction, whatever the case is, right, or just that in itself, they would have never been able to see that there was other people that were outside of who she usually used to, as in her ideal type, that there's other guys that can be on the same wavelength or even better. Meaning to say though, because I'm participating in the convo with her and then I'm observing it afterwards. Like I of course I listen to it, but things too you can pick up on a lot of things in the conversation, but also after. But this is an important part, and just in general, not with just women, but in life period, because you have to be. It's like the player and the coach. You gotta be dual wielded. You gotta akimbo. You gotta be able to be yin and yang in this, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. If you haven't hit the like button and if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do so. But just as we're talking about, it's embracing the present. But I wanted to share that line because when I started to really think about it, it's true. I mean, there's most people will either be too observant, which creates a paralysis. They're more. It's like the thinker. Most people are just on the sideline thinking, or if they're more observant, they're the ones the most judgmental, because you can't necessarily. Players can relate to players because players play. Does that make sense? And observers only understand observers because they observe. They're like, okay, I'm with my kind. What's good, Gail? How you doing? What's good, Gorilla Gospel? How you feeling? Great to see you, bro. Basically, you have to be seeing and receiving the feedback at the given time. Yes, exactly. and that's important just for growth, to get in growth in all aspects. Because I don't, you know what, something, I'm gonna share this with y'all too, but something that's been like, that's been, game recognizes game, exactly, Gorilla. But something that's been getting to, not getting to me, but just been, I've been answering to, if we gotta say, is that, and I've said this before, but it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay, and there's growth isn't have to be with just success in business. It doesn't have to be with just, all that type of stuff or your height, right? Growth can be spiritual growth, mental growth, emotional growth. It can be expansion, which I talked a lot about expansion, because you must expand yourself in order to know more, which comes into the participating and receiving. Because if you aren't participating, then you won't receive. But let me say this too. If you are participating, but you're not receiving nothing, then you become someone who is just hitting. It's basically trying to say the right thing to her. I'm trying to do these pickup lines. I'm trying to participate. There's such thing as trying to participate versus participating. Cause in your mind you're trying to do it to seem like you can participate. Versus participating is just immersing yourself in the situation. Y'all know what I'm saying? Sniper, my manifestations. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Great to see you, Exotic. Welcome in. Welcome in. How you feeling? How you feeling? Great to see you. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and do so. You're more than welcome to subscribe if you are new. Share this live out. Have a conversation with a star. And if you got any questions, please put a Q in the chat. But going further is, like, you got people thinking that they're participating in life, right? Because when I say life, I want to also, that includes women, business, that includes, anything that you're creating, like a hobby, whatever. Let's just say life, okay? Because there's more to life than just women. 1,000, and that's just true. But when you're participating in life, you start to, it's like, how we say it, you're gonna either keep hitting the wall, and if you keep hitting the wall, it's because you're afraid of observing, and if you're afraid of observing, you're afraid to participate, and it's like it repeats its cycle. So you are saying whole and not separate. Being exactly because there can't be a separateness, but however, separateness will occur though. Separateness will happen, as in, if you are participating but you're not receiving any information, but you're like still just doing the same old thing. I'm I need to get my finances better, but I'm still overspending. I need to get better with talking to women, but I'm still too scared. So you're still observing it, and you might not be participating due to the fear of success, anxiety, doubts, whatever. Now, see, that's the part where it makes it separate, but that's the illusion. Both are already together, because look, check this out too. Because even on the negative aspect, we're not observing is actually, no, hold on. Not observing nor not participating actually means that you are participating and observing. You're just doing it from a different point. You're just doing it from like the negative aspect. Does that make sense? Because you're participating, but not in life. You're observing, but only the bad side of what you're doing, and you're participating and sitting in the bleachers. So whether you are or not doing it, you're still doing it. So it's like comes a thing of having to choose every single time, what am I gonna do? And what makes like, and this is why I love about like why I created all star lifestyle, because it's not just about being good with women. It's not just about being successful in my social life. It's not about having great connections or relations. It is about being an all arounder. It's all it's hitting all points. Cause like I said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. You can't be great at business, but then you suck when you talk to women. There's plenty of things like that happening. Hell yeah, but that's not what I don't, even though I know it's there, I don't believe in it fully. The reason why I don't believe it is, one, I can comprehend it, but I don't see why participate greatly, but also take away from observing. Cause, excuse me, cause people will participate, but they will fail to reflect on what they did because they're afraid to see who they actually are. And most people just observe because it's oh my god, it's so crazy. And then when you just observe and sit there, you're actually afraid to take the action because you don't know who you're gonna be when you do it because you don't do it. It's amazing how both play such a big part in each other's like lives, but that's why there's no separateness. It has always happened simultaneously, forever. Have you done that yet? How do you mean, Gil? Which one? In my opinion, experience inner growth is most important. It helps you be yourself or original versus like reading a script and following a narrative. Very true. And what's important too, like how inner growth, it's like when they talk about balance, balance is real, right? Because it's like you do gotta have a balance. But I don't believe in like a. This is gonna sound a little a bit crazy, but I don't believe in like having to try to balance on a balance beam. I believe in it's like when the whole thing of participating and observing, that is already a balance in itself. It's not that you got to do so much participating, but as you participate, you observe. So it's like the balance is already in there because I am doing it and I am reflecting on it. So it's the balance is always going to occur. So it's less about trying to balance, more about doing the thing. That way balance will happen. You know what I'm saying? Come on, sir. You're burning the kitchen down. Oh, appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. This is super important. Because again, when listen, and this is the book, Leadership Without Easy Answers, is what I'm reading at this time. But no great individual, artist, athlete, cook, chef, right? Because we can't count out anybody. They weren't able to progress in their life without having to do both, right? So that's even my point of argument that I had in my debate the other week about looks versus game. First of all, to have game means that you want to get better on your looks, because there's no separateness. The only thing that separates is thinking you need one more than the other. Both require one another. Same thing for participating and observing in life in general. It's gonna happen with women. You can't turn it off. It's gonna happen with finances. You can't turn it off because everything we do is a correlation to who we are. Until let's and this is how you get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because once you get in the uncomfortable, you do something you don't necessarily know who you are, so you kind of get that little feeling like, oh shit, what am I getting myself into, right? Your body starts to go, your nerves start to override, your body start to be like, wait, hold up, though, should we do this? Should we not? But then the whole time it's like, nah, we got to do this. You get in there because you don't know who you are. You're participating, and then once you're participating, you start to observe more in this. Even if you even I know you're in there and doesn't that have to you don't got to be perfect in something you're uncomfortable with. But the fact that you participated then brings the observation and what I can get better in. And this is how you start growing. Woo! Thank you for the 100. I appreciate that, ball. When I see you in the building, I see you. I see you. I see you. But okay, bet. I didn't know what you meant. Bet that. Gotta be whole and complete. If you're not whole and complete within yourself, you always seek validation within the external too. Yeah. And two, it's like there's a level of, I don't want to say seeking validation, but there's still that level of like if let's say you're in sales, you want to move up to be a sales manager. In order to be a better salesman manager, you still got to look good and want them to see something like that. So there's that level, but it's I know what we talking about. There's the wholeness and complete part is about being at peace. What up, Sabrina? I do remember you. Great to see you again. How you doing? But the wholeness complete part, and I remember I said this to myself the other day. Cause I told you guys about what I'm because I'm gonna start talking about troublemakers a lot. Cause there is a troublemaker. Like, to be an authentic man, woman, to be someone who lives to the truth, for their truth, who does what they want to do, you're destined to be a troublemaker. I'm destined to be one, and I've always been one. But there's a difference between creating bad and good trouble. Good trouble comes with you doing what you want to do and not having to live on eggshells due to other people's stuff. Now, of course, read the room for certain situations. But just in general, trouble will always occur for those who follow their own heart, who follow their passion, the beat of their own drum. Trouble will always occur for those. But why? It'll always happen in that case because you are unattainable, you are unrecognizable, you are authentic, you cannot be contained. You are you to the core, and you're grounded in what you live in and love to do. And that is trouble. So our greatest heroes in anime or movies have had is always a troublemaker. Because you know what's important is that troublemakers, meaning authentic people, they rebel against the status quo in the system. That's one of my biggest things about All Star Lifestyle, We Are Evolution, is because I don't like the perspective. I thank you for the hundreds. I appreciate it. I'm gonna see these comments in a second. But the perspectives I come from, the experiences that I have are it defies what most of the herd is saying. Vice versa with whatever. But it doesn't have to be with just women. It can just be with a mindset. Because it's not even just the first of all, the women are they're just a byproduct of what I receive due to my mindset and my belief of me and expansion of where I'm going. That's the thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that, Sabrina. I see the puck. I thought that was a gift. My bad. My apologies. But the mindset is the reason why all this attracts. Because remember, we're talking, and I said this. I'm always like, just trust. Everybody's playing on an attraction playing field. Everybody's attracting something, okay? But the attraction, the magnetism we spoke on, it only occurs by participating and observing. If you're just participating, you're just like a dog that wags his tail. If you're observing to observe, you're thinking about all the ways you attract, but you got paralysis. You're not going to participate. In order to know what you attract or want to attract going further, you have to participate in order to observe where, what, when, how do I get to my next step. Y'all get what I'm saying? Let's get some stars in the chat, man. When you're walking through hell, keep walking. Same as walking in grace. Stay true to whatever you do. Win or lose, there's a lesson. And it's always winning, too. That's the beautiful thing. Back search. Okay, I hope that went well, Baldwin. You're not too much in pain, are you? I remember you told me you were going into surgery. I'm glad that you're okay. What's up, Valdeo? You remember me? I appreciate it, bro. I remember you too. I dislike someone in my class because they're a bully to everyone. The reason I say dislike is because my grandma said that he is a strong word. Oh, well. What's good, Diaja? Yeah, being trouble is just not staying in the box. Exactly. And it's freeing. It is freeing. It's literally freeing. Be okay with the fact that you're going to cause trouble. There's no other way around it. It's having a universal mindset versus the world flat. Yep, the cookie cutter of persecution be heavy when grounding in truth. Yep. So if you immerse yourself in the experience, you know what it is. You never know unless you're intimate with the situation. Example, you won't learn to ride a bike unless you're intimate with the pedal. Basically, bro. Basically, and it's great to see you. Great to see you, Amanda. But you can't know the thing if you don't participate. And see, this goes to the people that I'm reading a book, but this goes to the people that just read books, news articles, and all that stuff. But they're reading it and thinking they know it all. What would happen if everything that you read, you're like, first of all, a lot of if you're trying to over prepare, is because you're afraid of something might go out of order. Okay? That's just real. And you're anxious and, whatever the case is. But you can have all that knowledge in your mind. But once you get in the field or start to experience things and something that didn't happen in the book or the blogs, news article, whatever, you start to overreact and panic a little bit because you're like, wait, I thought this and that. Because you must participate. Ooh, in real life experience, it trumps book knowledge every single time. Every single time. People can read. You can read 3 books, but I could learn all those 3 books in a experience in one night. I've hit my mark this year financially, and I've had to tune out the noise so much. Others telling me it's delusional, not possible. If I didn't think for myself, I would have been cooked for sure, for sure, absolutely. Faith without works is dead, for sure. Aftershock, yeah, exactly, exactly. We can hear. You can hear everything. You can get even with coaching. Like one thing when I tell the clients that I will have do this and it will you'll be right, you'll keep going whatever the case is. But if you don't do it, and no, not even that part, excuse me, even though I'm telling you this, always know that there could be a situation that could occur that you may necessarily not be able to grasp your mind around it. But that is why it's important to get in the field regardless of what is happening. You have to get in the field. You can't cut the corners. You can't cut the work short. The only way to win in success, and I'm talking about in totality. I'm not even talking about just women. You have to go through it. The only way through is in. There's no other way around it. As within, so without. That's a shine within, shine without. Same thing when we talk about if there's internal conflict, tension within ourselves over a situation. What are we gonna do? Just go outside and eat food and drink shit and fuck around and use bitches just to distract our minds and bullshit like that? No. A star is going to shine light on the darkness that happens within himself. This is how a man or woman shines in real life because they're able to conquer or shine light of the darkness within themselves. That's true authenticity. Swag. Shout out Diaja. Multitasking and listening. I appreciate you. I do not hate the bully because apparently just don't be mean back, don't be the troublemaker, be leader. But check me out though, Sabrina. To be a troublemaker, a leader is a troublemaker, first of all. A leader is a troublemaker. Because even in this book, a lot of the stuff that they talk about in this book is beautiful. But there's a specific thing that they have of like leaders rebel for the to lead is to basically say I'm taking a responsibility of others and myself. And if you're someone who's going to challenge the system, you're going to rebel regardless. Some of the best or great leaders are some of the ones who went against certain systems. They went against certain people. They went against certain standards because they stood for something, because there's passion fueled with the leadership that occurs. So leaders are troublemakers when it comes to that, right? There's still like some of those, Peter type of leaders and shit, but it is what it is. But regardless, though, you have to. In my mind, right? I believe to be a great leader means to also be a troublemaker. You got to be rebellious in some ways. Not all the way. You don't have to act with so much rebellion and defy the. That's gonna already happen, because first to be a leader means going outside of like the norms. You're taking up a role most are afraid to take up, and that's fine. What's good, the dude? They stand on what they believe and even get murdered for it in some cases. Yep, and they talked about it in here. I forgot which one it is, bro. You're on point. They talked about it in this book. It was talking about a lot of the great leaders too got assassinated. Shout out to Neil Mahan. This is just education, entertainment purposes, based off of what they believed in and what they seen the vision of. And I forgot what it. Oh my God! Now I want to find that page, bro. Because when they were talking about it, I didn't think that they was gonna get so deep into this shit. But like the shit that they were talking about in here, I think was it Staying Alive? Nah, it couldn't have been Staying Alive. No, Assassination. Hold on. It's this last. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. The fuck is that? Okay, this is what it says. The first line, chapter 10, Assassination. Leadership is dangerous with or without authority because the stresses of adaptive work can be severe. Okay, hold on. That's the wrong one. I thought that was it. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. People who lead frequently bear scars from their efforts to bring about adaptive change. Often they are silenced. On occasion, they are killed. If leadership must always demand great personal sacrifice, then our communities and organizations must wait for the occasional hero. And many of us are indeed waiting. It's just crazy, bro. But it's true. Leaders are always failing somebody. With or without authority, someone exercising leadership will be shouldering the pains and the aspirations of a community and frustrating at least some people within it. That's very true. That's like just, and I want to just say that as far as even if you're a manager at a company, you're gonna have those people that fuck with you. You're never gonna be like 100% a great manager at a company. Let me say that, not for your roster, but at a company. Especially when you hate influence, when you have influence over people, there will be eyeballs on you, good or bad. Exactly, everything been good your way. It has been. How you been? Great to see you. Um, that's 1,000%. Yes, like that's exactly what it's literally. I remember when I used to work at this. I used to. What's good, James? But I used to work at this spot. Um, and when I was working there, I used to like they wanted to. I think it takes 6 months to get promoted as manager. I was about to get promoted my second and almost third month. One and I want to say I forgot his name. Damn it, is it Charlie? I don't want to. I don't. You know what? I apologize, but he had a very strong impact on me when I worked there. I only worked there for about like almost 4 to 6 months, but I remember he said something to me because he pulled me to the side. This is why I was gonna get promoted very fast. You said something that hit on the nail, Justin. He told me that there's this rare thing. It's called influence over authority. He told me that is something that I have. It's not something that I tried. Check it out. It's not something that I'm trying to do. It is something that's already in me. That it factor, internal truth. It is my truth, right? Remember that because we're getting close with the stars. But he was like, it's the influence over authority because most people try to lead from a place of authority, making them, demanding them, telling them to do this, do that, get a title, you have to listen to me. I didn't even get promoted the 4 to 6 months I was there. I was actually so good, and I've talked about it in my universal laws of game, but I was saying I was so good that they actually needed to keep me on a certain shift because if I wasn't there, the team would fall apart and they wouldn't know where to be within that specific time frame I was working there. Like just the time, like I think I was working 2 to 10, which is a terrible shift, by the way. Terrible shift. But I remember in there, he kept telling me that because he was like, not just the people that I worked with, like as far as like I was working more grocery side, but the team that I had on grocery, and I'm saying like I had, but they see me as their point of leader. We didn't have any team lead on that shift, but they all came to me, or too. And the thing too, if it's not that they just naturally came to me like that. Of course, I had to say some things and be like, "Yo, everything is chaotic. Everything is out of order. We need to do this, do this, do this. This will be more effective. You're better in this area, that area, this, whatever the case is, right?" Calling shots, asking for things. But then that came to be influenced over authority because people are listening to me and actually asking me questions versus having a real title of I am a manager. It was already happening. And a lot of people rarely ever have those traits where they genuinely influence people to tell them what to do, but it's not trying to make them tell what to do. People want to do it on their own terms, which makes an influential figure or leader in somebody's life. Even the managers were impressed, and I think I had like hella haters in there, specifically the ones who really wanted to get a title. When they were like, "Oh my God, like you've been working here this long, I'm gonna get it before you." Somebody told me that, bro. Somebody told me that. I remember, and his name's Tyler. I'm gonna say how it is. Bro came up to me. He said, "You think you're gonna get manager?" I was like, "I think this is, I was like, I think there's a good chance. We'll see." And he was like, "Well, I'm gonna get it before you." He was dead serious. And I had some people that was in competition with me, and then the GM over the place. The he was. I don't think that he liked me because I was a bit, and this is a good rule of thumb too. Being in companies or corporate, don't blindly tell your ambitions to people. Like let that unless they're and not even if they're up in upper ranks. Unless you form a certain relationship as far as how you speak with them, who you speak to, whatever the case is, you know a couple of things, you can talk about this. That's one thing. You gotta vet that on your own. But and I remember I telling him my plans, what I want in X, Y, and Z. And I remember he was the one that made the call, even though everybody else was like, no, let's get him up. But he was like, nah, we're gonna keep him where he is. It's over type shit, basically. And then I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be on here. I can't be there for too long because if I'm not gonna be moved up, I'm not staying where you need me to stay at due to your benefit. But I'm not even mad at bro because he was playing as the general manager. I don't know if he had anything that he felt in his end, but I don't really give a fuck. I know he was probably doing it for business purposes. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. My name is All Star Izzy. Hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. I'm gonna be on here for a little bit longer. If you have any questions, please put a Q in the front. Other than that, let's keep talking. There's another line right here as we were speaking on the assassination, but it says leaders and authority figures get attacked, dismissed, silenced, and sometimes assassinated because they come to represent loss, real or perceived. To those members of the community who feel that they have gotten or might get the bad end of a bargain, even if people hope for a positive sum outcome, fear provokes defense, particularly if the stakes are high. At these times, taking authority itself is risky, whether or not one exercises leadership with it. One risk job, reputation, and perhaps life. It's crazy, but it's true, bro. It's crazy, but it's true. Being a leader of any sort, and I want to say that for anybody, bro. Being a leader of any sort, you're gonna have to take up things. You're gonna have to do stuff. You're gonna have to do the things that nobody really wants to do. And what is that? That's taking the step. Y'all gotta realize, bro. Yeah, that you gotta take the step. And see, the thing is that people talk about it, but people aren't doing it, man. Taking the step is already risky in itself. Cause not only are you gonna, and I'm not wishing anything bad, right? But not only are you gonna risk certain stuff, but you're gonna risk your old life. Because there's no going back once you take that step. And even if you step down from the step, there's actually no going back because you know in the back of your mind what you should be doing. Bro, 1,000, bro. What's up, Manito? I see you in the building. What's good, bro? Oh, you good. Have a good one. Have a good one, Sabrina. There's one salty cat in the ground. He was, of course. Not wise to share that. Absolutely, absolutely. What's up? Hello. Sub Legend stood on him. Regardless of danger, it takes courage. I'm doing well. How are you? Great to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. It's the distance you are willing to go. Ask a leader to walk a mile with you. They'll go too. Exactly. Don't you. When you speak to a leader, you speak to someone who is in this and just not leading just people, but they start to lead themselves. They're leading who they are, once were, into something new, something different. I'm leading myself through the fire, but it's not fire that's going to really burn me. And if it's burning me, it's shedding away the layers of what I used to be. And now I'm leading myself to take to that point. Because then in that you will learn more of you versus everybody else that talks about taking a step. I remember one time um I was and I'm laughing like it's something crazy. But I was doing like what is it called? Fuck, it's been a minute. They got like modeling classes or it's like to be a part of like a modeling production. I was in line and stuff. I remember I was there. It was me and like what 20 other people, 20 to 30 people. I remember when I was there, we had to take like headshots. We had to pose. We had to talk about ourselves. We had to write about ourselves. And then we got towards the end where we had to walk on the runway or whatever the case is and like showcase what we know. And it was optional though. So the people that were scouting, they were like, okay, so who wants to come up and walk the runway type of thing or like do a certain thing, right? And nobody went. So I was like, but people were all the whole time talking about, oh damn, what are they gonna do? How good they gonna do it? But when it was time to put the work or to do the action, nobody did it. So me, first of all, I didn't know nothing about this pose. I didn't know first. I didn't even know what I was supposed to do. But I went. I walked up to the runway though. I just walked there and I took a couple of steps, and then she was like, "Did you know which pose to do?" I was like, "No, I just wanted to come up here." I was like, I wanted to at least do something. And then people are laughing, and I laughed a little bit, and they were like, "Oh no," I was like, "Oh no, you're good. That's perfect. At least something." They said something along the lines of it. Boom. Went back in. I think they only had about like 3 spots. It was very cutthroat, but I was one of the people that got called back into it that they wanted to take up for the modeling production because I took action in what I did. I didn't sit there, and there could have been other people that look like this tall, that, whatever the case is. But the fact that I did something, I took a movement on something. See, that goes into participating and observing. If I didn't participate in the moment, I wouldn't have observed the fact that my action is what made me stood out from everybody else because I took a moment I did something about it. I didn't know what pose to do, but I still walked that shit. Took a couple of steps. But that stands out to people who are looking for leaders or looking for people that are going to make a difference. And forget about making a difference for the world just yet. That's gonna happen if you want that for you. But the true difference to create is the difference you make with those small steps of yourself. That is called the compact effect, fellas. Everything that we do every day is creating a momentum of something that's going to happen next year around this time. Next year around this time, it's gonna be way bigger and better than what we are on everything. But that's because all the steps it take. Earlier in the beginning, I talked about how there's success in everything that we do every single day. So now you need to, and what this is really a lot, of course, is about embracing your present. But this is what it also takes about embracing your present, not just to be grateful for our moments. Yes, it's beautiful, but also embrace how far you've come and where you're about to go next. Embrace your plans. Start to execute. Create some goals. As you feel this fire and motivation, empowerment, take it in, do something about it, and then keep that compound effect moving. Because it takes those little small steps, the little, you know what I'm saying, to get to some bigger steps, always and forever. They saw the courage and the strength, exactly. And so now, check this out. Check it out. So imagine that courage and strength, but you're also putting that courage and strength into women too. Not because they're fucking they're like beasts and shit. Oh my god, she's a huge beast and shit. Nah. Just I still took a step. I still stepped up and said, hey, what's up? What's going on with you? What's your name? I like your smile. You nervous? I can't hear you. But my name is. Excuse me. Hello. How about this? Come closer. Come here. But like I said, how you do one thing is how you do every other thing. The strength and courage wasn't there just because the moment required it to be there. The strength and courage was always a result of things that I do in different places in my life. So whether they've seen that or not and can see that, that is really what comes down to everything that we take point of action every single day. Because everything matters and then everything doesn't as it goes and passes. But we got to keep just in understanding the participating and observing because you can't have one thing without the other. And if you choose to have one thing without the other, you're going to be in internal conflict with yourself, which is going to be war within. You're going to feel like you're lost, oppressed. You don't know yourself. Who am I? How am I doing this? Where am I going? What am I doing in life? How am I feeling? Why do I have these big goals, but I don't feel like that guy? My friend, right? You know that meme where they put their hand on the shoulder? My friend. You must be willing to participate and observe in all that you do because this is true leadership. And I don't want to say true leadership like leadership isn't enough to say because it is. But that is what leadership is at first. You have to see it all while also participating in it all because this is your life. And this is why you need to embrace the present moment. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button. Let's work to 20 likes as of right now. If you got any questions, please put a Q in the front because I'm about to take my time out and get up out of here in a few. Elena, I see you in the building. Great to see you. Fear is like poison. It is. It is. But you know too, I wanna let me say this too with that. Cornelius, oh my God. She's she's like a huge wilderness beast and like she's gonna hurt me. Don't hurt me, please. Ah, Jesus. But let me say this too about the fear. Fear will always happen in some aspect and sometimes still experience it. But when you understand that fear is and also another and is also another like another point for you to become courageous and brave, then that's once you start to see like doubt, anxiety, fear as opportunities, it's like I understand why you're here. You're here because there's an opportunity for something. There's an opportunity for me to do. If I'm fearing something, let's say if I'm uncomfortable in a situation that I don't know how to get what I'm in or whatever. First of all, I got a fear of Call of Duty. I hate it. I can't stand it. I suck. But when like, let's say if I really do got to play and lock in, the fear that I'm experiencing is because I don't know how great I can be in this, and that's what's gonna drive me to want to be better in it. Shout out to Elena. I see you in the building. You miss Cornelius. Elena, you like Cornelius? It's fuel. Yes, it is fuel. It's opportunity. Because even when I walked up on the runway in the modeling production, I didn't, at first I was a bit afraid. I was a bit nervous. Because I was like, wait, hold up though. I was like, what am I supposed to do? But the only reason I was nervous is because I didn't actually know what to do. So I just did something. But you see, if I never participated, I couldn't have observed that. So the only way through is to go in. And I'm a big believer in being head first. I'm a big believer in being head first. Excuse me, guys, one moment. I need to get some water. That's what I really need to do. Which reminds me, bro, I'm on a crazy strict diet right now. But hey, it's worth it. Next year, new music dropping soon, so you already know that. But it is what it is. Anyways, but that's what I'm saying. In order to do like you gotta part and no, that's what I'm saying. I'm a firm believer in being head first in. You gotta be head first in. Like just do the damn thing. Just do it. But a lot of my stuff comes from experience. Of course, that doesn't mean to do anything extreme and have extreme losses in any point of anything like that. It can also mean too. Okay, hold on though. If I still know some knowledge on something, I don't have to act a certain way, and unless I'm stubborn and try to follow my own way, right? Because that happens too. You can tell somebody the game, you can tell somebody what it is, but somebody will hear it and try to go their own way. And it's like, what was the point of you listening to what I said then? What's up, Rebel? But what was the point of me telling you what it is? If you ask the question, see now what you're doing is only observing. Because you know too, what can cause paralysis in creating something in your life or taking action in your life is thinking that you need to know it all in order to do it all. That's a cope. You don't need to. You can just go and do that, bitch. Thank you for dropping that. Yes. Welcome to the All-Star community. Hit the like button, subscribe, and enjoy this conversation. You know what they say about people who hate Call of Duty? What they say though? You are in love with Cornelius? Man, y'all tripping. Cornelius, man. I'm gonna let Cornelius know. I'll let him know whenever he comes back out. I think he probably flustered somewhere. 11. What's up, Rudy? 11:27. Oh yeah, y'all gonna make a wish today? It's 11:11. Hey, that's fly. Shout out to 11:11, bro. That's lit. Um, but yeah, bro, absolute cinema. You know, I felt that. I felt that when I seen that meme. I felt that absolute cinema. But that's just real, bro. That's really what comes into a lot of the stuff. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this again, because we're about to wrap things up. But leadership is both active and reflective. One has to alternate between participating and observing. This whole live was y'all. I want y'all to know something, bro. I didn't have no. See, this is how you know participating in observing how it goes hand in hand. And once you start to trust more of like just what you do on the level that you want to do it on, right? But I got in here, said I want to talk about this, created a whole conversation and more things centered around one sentence. I participated in it. Start to observe and kept participating in it. Thoughts come to me, observe them, participated in it. It's simultaneously always happening. So that's what I'm saying. It's always going to occur. There's no way to run away from it. The only way through is in, bro. The only way. Only way. We just passed 23:23. Is that military time? Man, shout out to 23:23. You know what I mean? Shout out to all that. Shout out to all my ladies who do the not even do the who take note of the angel signs and shit. I used to do that years ago. Years ago. I still see my numbers though. I'm not gonna front y'all. I still do see my numbers, right? But I used to be like mad heavy into like the angel numbers and stuff like that. When it was like I think it was like 2018. I used to be like, damn, 555, 222, 333. But I still be seeing a lot of synchronicities, I'll say. I just say 24-hour clock, but yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. I still see my numbers. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah. Leadership is both active and reflective. One has to alternate between participating and observing. Let that sink in. 17 is your biggest one? Dope. Synchronicity's been hitting me like a meteorite hitting planet Earth. Yeah. Oh, speaking of meteorite, so I've been. If any of y'all know any meteorologists or any astronomers, please send them my way. Like I have been contacting people just to come onto my platform so we can talk about 30 Eye Atlas. I need to know. And you know what? It can be like it is just a meteorite. It is what it is. But like, yo, I'm a nerd. I like shit like that. I like space. I like the ocean too, but you're not finna see me in the ocean. Cause the ocean, first of all, I can't see what's underneath me. And then it gets real dark the deeper it goes. I'm good off of that, bro. There's gonna be something touching my foot and I don't want my foot touched. I'm good off of that. Man, space is so fucking beautiful. And what just gets me is how just I gotta calm myself down. I be getting so fucking excited. But just the universe is so beautiful just in itself. Life. So much to explore out in this world, man. So much to explore. Sci-fi. Sci-fi is cool. Yes, sci-fi is cool. Never about astrocartography. What's that? Astrocartography? Cartography? Nah, I'm playing. Cornelius probably know how to say it, but Cornelius ain't coming out. He cool, man. He cool. You know, one day I'm gonna have to do a Cornelius stream. Yo, that's actually lit. I do a stream Cornelius, how the life in Cornelius. That's so fucking funny. Let's see. Man, the ocean is quite beautiful and scary at the same time. The evil behind under. Yeah, I can't do it, bro. I can't. Like I remember I was in like me and my bro when we went on the cruise. Well, me and my bros. Last year. It was, bro. I was probably like 3 feet in the ocean. Man, I felt something on my goddamn foot. I had to go. I couldn't do it. I don't know how people do this, dude. But you know what? It was crazy. Is that I actually do want to do the swimming in the sharks cage thing. Like I want to be in a cage where sharks is, but I'm afraid to put my hand on. I can't. Ooh, Hey, I might be an observer when it comes to swimming with the sharks in the caves, bro. No cow. I might be an observer when it comes to that. Because okay, check me out, check me out. Y'all know the cage, you in the and they got sharks all around you? Imagine you put cause you're trying to like you're moving in water and shit. So imagine you try to put your hand on the bar to stand still, but then that motherfucker bite it. Oh, hey. Shout out to my deep divers, bro. I like to dive deep, but not in the ocean like that, okay? Hey, listen. I might have to. I ain't gonna listen. We all got our limits, and I know my limit is the ocean for sure. Uh, and a few other things. Yeah, yeah, that would be an awesome life. Yeah, that would. It's definitely a mothership. For real, you think so? Do you guys ever dream of being out deep in the ocean? Nah, I have actually never happened. Yeah, All Star membership, representing the stars. No, I never had a dream like that. Showing up to the Cornelius stream. Cornelius, bro. I've never seen the day that he had some people that fuck with him over and over again. It's a type of astrology that helps you find what areas in the world you would thrive or not. That's cool. That's cool. I respect the water, so I'm good. Oh, hold on though, Justin. What you mean? You going to explore it? See, bro, we got so much to do. It's crazy because yeah, we doing live dating Q&As and stuff and shit like that. But like, imagine next year. Oh shit, hold on. Wait. Okay, I was about to say. I was like, wait. The meeting time isn't right now yet. But like, bro, we gotta get the folks that be exploring the ocean. Gotta get them on stream, bro. Gotta get them on the live. What's up? What's up, Chris? How you feeling, bro? Gotta get them on live. Gotta get some astronomers. Gotta. I had an astrologer earlier this year on my platform because I thought it was interesting. Good, yes, sir. Great to see you, man. Great to see you, bro. But I was like, yeah, I need to definitely know. When you look at the ocean or the universe, space, you need to have abundance mindset, just like that money, all the good. Oh, absolutely, absolutely, Gil, absolutely. But I will say though, as far as me, um, yeah, but I don't know. Just as far as me physically going in that motherfucker, I don't know. Like I remember my sister, she wanted to go. What was it like parasailing? And I was like, yeah, we could do that. But then I started freaking out because I'm like, what's in the water? I'm like, bro, I just don't want things touching my feet. Like I can't go out like that, bro. Like, I'm at like, oh man, shout out, much love to the families and the people who had lost their lives, really doing some things about exploring the ocean for real. Cause that is a hell that they got some cojones on them. I respect them so much because you are not gonna see me doing that. What's good, CM? Nah, bro, you good? Just respond to. Oh, okay, bet. I never dreamed of being in the ocean. I dreamed about having Neptune like powers, exploring divine waters, seeing not of this world. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Sound like a poem. Sound like a poem for sure. But listen, y'all, I'm about to go and get up out of here in a second. I just wanted to yap a little bit about the ocean and shit. I'm gonna lead all day on Earth, but hey, look though, in the ocean. One day I'm gonna do I'm gonna do like a leadership. I'm gonna do like a ceremony on the boat. I was already on a cruise, but I felt safe because I was on the cruise. What? Ooh, jet skiing, parasailing. Oh my gosh. Ah man, shout out to those troops, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Everything else and that's man, come on, bro. It's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. But shout out to the people that really do explore out there in the depths and stuff like that. I explore in the depths of me. Women, of course, abundance and all that. But as far as in like the physical water, where all those sea animals and stuff like that, I'm gonna dap you up on that, bro. I'm gonna dap you up on that, cause you got it, man. You want to go out and catch shrimp to cook and eat? That sound like it wasn't his name Bubba, and what's that movie called? Life is like a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're gonna get. What's the shit name again? Forrest Gump. Like fish food though. Oh no. That's all you. That's all you. I'm not a fish food lover. I can eat some salmon. I can eat some salmon and some fish though. depending on what it is, but I'm really like salmon, tuna. I'm not eating crab. I'm not eating shrimp. I can't do it. I can't eat lobster. And you know what? I never tried to eat them. But let me tell you something. It's so okay. Listen, it's crazy because I can eat. I eat chicken, right? I eat chicken, turkey, and I eat salmon. I be want to say it in an accent, but it's something about those like lobsters and crabs, or I just can't eat. I be like, you got a face. Like I can't look. Like how y'all do that? This is a real ass question though. Like, cause I be like, yo, hey, and we can even put the participating and observing part into this. I'm good off of that though, bro. There's something. Hey, listen, we all got our limits. We all got our limits, and I know my limit is them damn sea roaches. Exactly, gorilla. Exactly, them damn sea roaches, bro, and those damn lobsters and like I'm like, bro, you got a face, and people be just tearing that bitch up. Like, yo, how do y'all do it? I don't want nobody throwing my words back at me, telling me, oh, participate and then observe after how it tastes. Mm-mm. Everyone got their limits. Sea moss. Oh yeah, sea moss is good. Tastes good. Oh my lord. Forrest Gump. Yeah, nah, yeah, Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolate. Jenny, Jenny, I love you. Take me with you. I swear, Forrest Gump and Cornelius would have been best friends because what the hell? First of all, I don't even like that movie as much as people really like it. It's cool though. I ain't gonna lie. It was a cool story. But goddamn, like Jenny was playing the fuck out of my boy Forrest, and then still got with him. I gotta rewatch it. He didn't have no game though, but I was just like, I don't know, man. Nah, bro. You know, it's so crazy though, Justin. Like, so many movies has so many simps. It's like the world is ran by simps. Yeah, it's like the most of the world, because I'd be ignorant because I really know the truth. On the surface, the world is ran by simps and like boss girl energy for the simps, and then it's like it recycles itself. It's crazy. The face is tasty. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Wait. You eat their faces, Elena? What a dang it. How you saying? Was it Royal? I think it was right. It's in movies, it's everywhere. Yeah, Cornelius is a simp in training. Cornelius is the simp. Cornelius is the simp. I mean, you tell me, because the way he be sounding when he talk about women be crazy. Simps versus pimps, for real though. Cornelius Gump. They probably long lost cousins. Even anime too. Anime too. Bro, Justin, bro, one of my favorite animes right now, well, one of my favorite ones is Tokyo Revengers. Um, I really liked, what's it called? No. Damn it, Dandadan. But like those fucking simp archetype characters, I'm like, dude, why can't there ever be a character with game? It's weird, but they do got some. They do got some out there like that though. Like even Ready Player One, my dog, he told bro he doesn't even know that. See, oh my god, I'm about to get started. But like, okay, we got to do that. We got to do a movie night for Ready Player One. All right, it's either we do that this month or that end up being some New Year's shit. Anyways, he told his whole first and last name to a bitch he met online and only seen her avatar. You don't even know a girl. You don't even know her. Dude, like, I be getting so mad. I'm about to lose my voice. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, cool. They're subconscious trying to train guys to be... Exactly. Yes, they are. They are. Subconsciously and consciously. This is how you got to be. But you see, this is like... You know, too... But you have to be a simp at first. Because we all had simp days. I was definitely a simp before. I was definitely here's the hearts and chocolates. I was definitely that guy for sure. Just giving that shit out freely. Like I was definitely a simp. But you have to participate in order to observe. And then this is how choices occur. Like this is how you be like, wait, this is not really what I want to do. Like, well, why am I keep doing this? Why am I getting played? You start to observe, question shit. Most people are just following what the herd is. Crazy, bro. YouTube deleted. Con, what you mean? Let me see. Cause sometimes my thing don't be picking up on everything. Cornelius sipping train. That's the last thing I seen. They have it. They have to water it down even if they show strength. Yep, absolutely. They do. They have to. There's no other way around it. But that's why it's important. Like the only way to go through is in. You have to be a simp in order to know what it's not to not be a. In order what it's like to not be a simp on the other side of the fence. Like you can't skip the training. It's like the training arcs in Demon Slayer. You can't skip the Hashira training if you want to be a Hashira. You got to do it. You got to train. You have to get in. You have to go through the BS in order to know who you're gonna be outside of that. Because if you're still going through the BS, then that means you're just gonna be a person who loves the BS. 1,000. Okay, Roy. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. But listen, y'all. I'm gonna go and get up out of here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get some stars in the chat really quickly. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button. This has been an incredible conversation. Been a good conversation, man. Leadership. Remember, leadership is an active and a reflective thing to do. You must be participating and observing. Cause always remember, that is always happening simultaneously. Don't try to run away from it. Don't fight against it. Be at peace and then start to embrace the journey. And this is how things come out to be legendary and how it needs to be, okay? Great conversations. Remember, if you enjoy eating faces of sea animals, I still appreciate you though. But damn, that's crazy. Hey, until next time, to shine within and shine without, authenticity is new sexy.